Welcome to Mishna study Masechet Sheviit, Perek Daled Mishnah Gimal. Over here in this Mishnah, we're going to discuss renting fields that were already plowed, right? So someone plowed a field on the Shemitah year, on the Sheviit year. Are you allowed to go ahead now and rent that field for them? You're benefiting. You're benefiting from someone having plowed already on the Sheviit. Now, this is going to depend if this person was a Goy or if he was Israel, as we'll see in our Mishnah. Hochrim nirim min hagoyim b'Sheviit, aval lo miYisrael. Hochrim is you're allowed to rent. Nirim are plowed fields, right? Nir, right? A plowed field. So you're allowed to do so. You're allowed to rent this field from the Goyim on the Sheviit, right? In order to use this field, the Motzei Sheviit, right? You're not going to use it this year, obviously. You're going to use it the following year, but you want to rent it from him now. You're allowed to do so. Aval lo miYisrael. You're not allowed to rent that field from Yisrael. If Yisrael plowed the field on the Sheviit, you cannot rent from him, and this is a fine. Right? This is a knas, right? Because they went ahead and they violated and they worked the land and they plowed the field on the Sheviit year. Now, Hanambam over here says that you're not allowed to rent from the Israel in order to plant in the 7th year, right? And meaning why you are allowed to rent from the Goy, right? Who already plowed on the 7th year in order for you to plant the Motzei Sheviit, for you to plant in the following year, right? So it's interesting how Rambam understands it like this. I think it's really a shout to the Mishnah. I would just say other Rishonim don't understand like this. Other Rishonim explain it that you're allowed to rent a field from a Goy, right? And him now he'll know that he's supposed to plow it for you, right? So you're renting a field for the Goy to plow. Right? Meaning I'm telling the Goy, I'm going to rent the field from you, but Yani, if you plow it for me first, and the Goy ends up plowing it for you. And Rambam doesn't set up the case like this, he would be osir that, seemingly. Right? And Rambam is talking about a case where the field was already plowed, so you're allowed to go ahead and rent it from the Goy in order to plant it for the following year. Right? But you're not allowed to do so from the Israel. You're allowed to help the Goyim, right? Literally like hold their hands, strengthen them, right, on the Sheviit year. Aval lo yedei Israel. But you're not allowed to help Israel. Now, what does this mean? You're not allowed to work the field, right? So you can't really be helping the Goy in actually plowing. So what does this mean? Hanabam explains, bedibur velo b'maaseh. You're allowed to help them with words, right? Encourage them, right? You see him going ahead and working the field. You see a Goy working the field in the Sheviit. So you tell him, Hashem yeh be'ezrechem, right? Hashem imachem, may Hashem be with you, right? You tell him, you encourage him, you bless him, right? And similar to those types of berachot. Another law, which is really not related to Sheviit, but you're allowed to, go ahead and be shoel b'shlomam. You let us say hi to them. You let it greet them. So even though you generally may not have been allowed, at least during a certain time of the year, Hanabam says even afilu b'mechagehem, even at the times of the holidays, right, where they're worshiping avodah zarah, right, you're still allowed to go and tell them shalom. Because to keep peace, right? We don't want to insult anyone and have them come back, and maybe harm, the Jewish people. So we always need to keep the shalom. It's an important concept, and that's how this Mishnah ends. I would just point out that other people explain shoalim b'shloman as literally saying shalom. Right? If you remember Masechet Berachot, shalom was one of Hashem's names. So you're allowed to say Hashem's name just like that in vain. So some of the Farshim say that you're even allowed to use the word shalom when greeting a Goy, right? Even though it's one of Hashem's names.